What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a good old-fashioned burn burner duel for you guys to check out. This is going to be one of those kind of epic grind duels where you're not really going to be sure who is going to win, although you would have to give Altergeist the heavy favorite title in this matchup. Not only was Altergeist a top 3 deck in the OCG, who knows what it will be, moving into their new ban list where it did get some hits, but it's a top deck in the TCG as well, and with Pot of Indulgence, which comes out in Savage Strike, it's just going to get better. This card is way better than Pot of Desires in Altergeist, which some people use in the TCG now, mainly because Altergeist doesn't really care about anything in its extra deck outside of Link Karibo and Hextia. Like, you can banish all the high link monsters, you're probably not going to summon them anyway, and if you look at his opening play, he has basically everything that he wants. I mean, he has an Ash Blossom he's about to draw into, and when you just look at this, right? So not only does he have his Ash Blossom, so he drew into a hand trap, he has access to the Multi-Faker, which, well, I guess is already in his hand, so that's pretty cool. He has an attack blocker in Conqueri. He still has the ability to bounce because he has Sequidius on the field, and then he has another disruptive card in Impermanence. Like, I don't know how this could have honestly got better. Whether he went first or second, it looks like he was going to be in a good position. He's going to go ahead and get the Miluseek out of his deck. His opponent does try to Ash the trade-in, which was probably what I would have done too, but he is he's caught by the Call by the Grave, which kind of sucks. I think he's going to play the Photon Sanctuary, then summon Galaxy Knight. His opponent's going to try to use that big old Sequidius bounce on the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon, but get wrecked. Man, I keep telling these players about Tachyon Transmigration. It's the counter trap they'll never see coming because you can activate it from your hand. And the great thing is, the Sequidius goes back into the deck, so he doesn't have to worry about attacking that. He's going to pop the Personal Spoofing, although that is going to be hit with Impermanence. So, you can say, right now, neither player really has a great, I would say a great kind of dominance on this game. He gets rid of the Personal Spoofing by ranking up. However, he does still have access to Mary, and Mary's just going to be able to get him like a protocol probably. He gets an Impermanence just as another kind of trap card. Now, this was kind of weird to me. I wonder why he did not tribute the Mary and go for Miluseek and then have Miluseek attack directly and try to get rid of one of these big dragons. It just seems like that would have been a good play there. He's going to go Galaxy Wizard and tribute. He tries to pop a back row. Unfortunately, he does get wrecked by that Altergeist protocol. And then once again, he reestablishes control. He's going to use the Conqueri from his hand. However, it's not going to resolve. I guess Photon Dragon kind of just interrupts it. No, it looks like it's going to be bounced to his hand. So you look at the game state and you say, all right, obviously Galaxy kind of failed to capture, the board, but no, he's still in this duel. He goes for Photon. Now his opponent does use the protocol. However, since he does have a Galaxy monster as a material, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Now instead, he's like, all right, well, Cap, if I can't kill it by card effects, then obviously I'll just bounce it with Sequidius. Get pranked for the second time. He's going to go for the negate. He tries the Impermanence, and he gets wrecked by Transmigration Part 2. This time it's personal. Transmigration, or Tachyon Transmigration, dude. That card is like honestly saving this guy. He's going to use the negate on the Multi-Faker. However, his negate gets negated by protocol, and he's finally able to summon his Multi-Faker for like what, the third time in this duel. And even through all of this, Galaxy is really trying to fight this duel out. He's still at a serious disadvantage, not just from a numerical standpoint, but his opponent still has protocol plus Sequidius on field, which honestly, in the simplest of game states, that's really all Altergeist need, because it's monster destruction or monster negation when it comes to effects, and then it's also a bounce. So, it's not really looking all that good. He is able to get the Galaxy Soldier. Not going to use the bounce. Instead, he summons Galaxy Cleric, and his opponent is going to try to use the Sequidius on Galaxy Cleric. I'm not sure if maybe he was afraid of a Link summon here. The problem is that's not going to negate the Pot of Avarice-like effects, so he's still going to be able to get that, and unfortunately, he draws into another Galaxy Soldier, and that thing is almost certainly going to be hitting the field now after he, of course, Link summons into the Galaxy Soul Flare Dragon. There's the second Galaxy Soldier, and I guess a third Galaxy Soldier. He's going to rank up into Cyber Dragon Infinity, and after all this time, we finally have one player actually take a commanding position. Well, no, I guess you can say that Altergeist took many commanding positions. It's just those Tachyon Transmigrations were saving the Galaxy player every single time. I really thought that after a couple of bounces, he was going to be out of this duel, but I mean, he really hung in there, and I think Tachyon Transmigration is like one of the best cards in the deck because it's a counter trap. You can activate it from your hand. It negates everything else in the chain, so it's really good in long chains, and it's a counter trap, so it's going to kind of be definitive. But let's pause for one quick second and check out out what this Galaxy deck looks like on paper. Okay, so this is what the deck looks like on paper. The monster and spell lineup seems pretty standard. Usually I see trade-in ran in these Galaxy decks just because there are so many like level 8s. I think I did another Galaxy duel where a guy was running like Guardian of Order, which is another level 8 monster that works in this deck because, you know, everything is light. It's a level 8, so you can use it with the trade-in. But generally you just want to like trade in your Photon Dragon. I mean, you can pull it back from the graveyard in multiple ways, and this just helps you get other monsters on the board. I have seen some of these builds run Light and Darkness Dragon in the past, which is pretty easy to get on board because if you activate Photon Sanctuary, you have your tribute fodder for Light and Darkness Dragon, and that card can just be incredibly disruptive. It's also a light monster if, you know, that becomes relevant. When it comes to the trap lineup, we only see Tachyon Transmigration, which you obviously saw used in the duel. Keep in mind, if you have Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, this guy right here, 107, then you can activate it from your hand. But you can activate this card anytime you have a Galaxy Eyes monster, and obviously in 2018 we got some new Galaxy Eyes monster, Soul Fusion. We got a Link card for Galaxy Eyes, and then we have the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord number 90. And this card's just really good because like it's very similar to nine Pillars of the Yang Zing, where it shuffles the cards that are negated back into the deck, and that's so crucial because a lot of times if you're negating monsters, you know, monsters can obviously trigger in the graveyard, and there are monsters that want to banish themselves, etc., etc. Putting your opponent's cards back in their deck makes it way harder for them to get use out of them, as opposed to the graveyard where your opponent can soul charge them or monster reborn them back, etc., etc.